You're born in the middle of nowhere, literally nowhere. Forget the wild you see in documentaries. This is the steppe, a place so barren it feels like the earth just gave up here. You blink your big, watery eyes for the first time, and guess what? No one's there to celebrate. Congratulations, you're a Saiga Antelope, the poster child for nature's cruelest game show, survival. And oh, have I told you that you're going extinct? Yeah. Back in the early 20th century, there were millions of saigas roaming the steppe. Now, fewer than 100,000 remain, and that number is dropping fast. Here's your first lesson. Numbers don't equal safety. You're born into a herd, but instead of offering protection, it just makes things easier for predators. Wolves don't even have to try. They can just pick and choose like they're at an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Yeah, boy.
You're barely standing on your wobbly legs when you hear the first howl. The other babies freeze, hoping the wolves won't notice. And you try not to move, but your tiny heart thunders so loudly it feels like it might give you away. The wolves are sprinting, their teeth flashing, and suddenly your world becomes a blur of panicked hooves and snapping jaws. Let's talk about your face. You catch a glimpse of your reflection in a muddy puddle, and what is that? Oh yeah, it's your nose. Huge, bulbous, and downright bizarre. It looks like someone stuck a half-inflated water balloon on your face. But don't laugh, it's your secret weapon. That big, goofy nose filters out the dust storms that rip through the steppe and warms up the frigid air before it hits your lungs. Functional? Sure. Attractive? Not even close. While other animals get sleek designs or impressive horns, you're stuck with this. And forget impressing potential mates. What's your pickup line supposed to be? Hey, want to sniff some grass? Real smooth. Fast forward a few weeks, and you've survived the wolves. Congrats, but don't get too comfortable. Now the skies are hunting you. Now you're on the radar of golden eagles. These flying death machines patrol the skies, scanning the steppe for slow-moving snacks like you. You spot a shadow overhead. You freeze. Maybe it's a cloud, right? Nope. It's an eagle diving straight at you, talons out. You try to run, but your stubby legs don't stand a chance. Boom! Another cousin bites the dust. And when the eagles aren't hunting, the wolves are back. They prowl the herd's edges like ghosts, their eyes glowing in the night. You huddle with the others, shivering not just from the cold, but from the thought, who will they take next? Now let's talk about the migration season, where surviving becomes a nightmare-level video game, and only you're the underpowered character in a world filled with overpowered bosses. Saigas, being migratory animals, undertake grueling treks across vast, desolate steppes. These migrations aren't just scenic hikes, they're battle zones. Imagine traversing hundreds of miles with predators lurking at every turn. It's a race against time, hunger, and exhaustion, with eagles and wolves treating you like a moving buffet. Here's a darkly hilarious twist. Golden eagles don't always kill their prey instantly. They'll drag you across the steppe, dropping you repeatedly to ensure you're tenderized before dinner. Brutal, right? But wait, it gets better. Wolves? Oh, they don't just chase you down. They employ pack tactics, isolating the weakest members. It's like they've read a manual on how to hunt Saigas 101. And don't get me started on your herd. Instead of forming a united front, it becomes an every antelope for themselves chaos fest. Stampedes might seem dramatic, but they're as deadly as the predators. If you're trip, good luck getting back up before either a predator or your panicked cousins crush you. Even your precious survival tool, which is your weird bulbous nose, becomes liability. Dust storms are a regular feature of your miserable life. Sure, your nose filters out the worst, but while you're busy not choking to death, predators use the cover of the storm to sneak closer. It's like nature designed a cheat code for your enemies. The worst part? You're running out of places to run. Climate change is shrinking your already pitiful habitat, forcing you into closer quarters with other species, and not the friendly ones. Disease outbreaks skyrocket, with bacteria and viruses treating your dwindling population like a playground. It's survival of the fittest. You're not winning any trophies. Think wolves and eagles are bad? Wait until you meet the real bad guys, humans. They show up with guns, traps, and greed so massive it makes your nose look normal. Why are they hunting you? Because of your horns. Someone, somewhere decided that grinding them into powder is a cure for impotence. Yep, you're dying because humans believe your horns can fix their problems in the bedroom. Here's the kicker. It doesn't even work. And by the way, did you know that your ancestors have probably cursed the day humans discovered Saiga horns? Yep, because your lineage is caught in a macabre cycle of destruction. Historically, Saiga horns were considered valuable in traditional medicine, but here's a lesser-known fact. They've also been turned into luxury collectibles in certain parts of the world. Imagine being killed not for what you are, but for what someone thinks you represent. Status, power, or just a misguided placebo. And speaking of being misunderstood, how about this? The overhunting during the Soviet era was so industrialized that saigas were harvested like crops. Entire migratory routes were mapped out for easy access, reducing your ancestors' chances of survival to almost zero. Now, add modern poaching to the mix, and you've got a recipe for annihilation. And let's not forget about the environmental carnage. The steppe might seem like an empty, unchanging plain, but human activity has turned it into a patchwork of farmland, oil fields, and highways. A single highway crossing a migratory path can disrupt thousands of saigas, forcing them to waste precious energy or get stranded in dangerous zones. Oh, and here's a cheerful tidbit. Climate change is creating more extreme weather patterns, turning your already hostile habitat into a death trap. Flash floods? Check. Droughts? Double check. Imagine surviving predators only to die of thirst because a river dried up or getting washed away by a freak storm. In 2015, disaster struck. A mysterious bacterial infection wiped out over 200,000 saigas in just 2 weeks. That's almost half your population gone overnight. Scientists think climate change played a role, messing with the bacteria in your bodies, but the truth is, no one knows for sure. And as if disease wasn't enough, humans bulldoze your habitat, turning the steppe into farmland and building highways that cut through your migration routes. You're stuck weaving through traffic, dodging semi-trucks like they're predators. They're worse. So here's a snapshot of your day. Wake up to either freezing cold or boiling heat. There's no in between. Search for food. The grass is terrible, but it's all you've got. Dodge predators, wolves, eagles, poachers. Take your pick. Try not to die of thirst because water is a luxury on the steppe. Then repeat. Every single day is a fight to survive. But still you are special because you're still here. Against all odds, you've survived 250,000 years, enduring ice ages, mass extinctions, and everything nature has thrown at you. You're tough, resilient, and downright ridiculous, but you won't survive humans unless they get their act together. Conservation efforts are underway, but they're slow, and time is running out. If you vanish, the world loses more than a species. It loses a living relic, a bizarre, wonderful reminder of evolution's creativity. You've defied extinction before, but now you need help. If humans don't step up, your story ends here. So as you take another step across the harsh, endless steppe, remember this. Your life may be a nightmare, but your survival is nothing short of a miracle. Living as a Saiga antelope really sucks, but it would suck even more when you have a great body, but you're protected by the government because everyone wants to kill you. Especially humans. So, how does it feel when your useful body becomes your ultimate enemy? That's the life of a pangolin. Click to watch our video, Why It Sucks to Be Born as a Pangolin.